The Ship of Fools, Episode 34, The Haunted Lighthouse. The Signal in the Darkness. The Shadow Quest drifted through a desolate sector of space, its sensors picking up a faint beacon pulsing from a nearby moon. The rhythm was strange. Not a distress call, not a navigational ping, but something older, slower, almost like a heartbeat wrapped in static. Aurora flickered. Signal source. An abandoned navigation lighthouse, fleet records listed as decommissioned 2 centuries ago. Moxie frowned. Then why is it still broadcasting? Snipes muttered. Because it's haunted, obviously. Banning shot him a look. We don't believe in ghosts. Snipes crossed his arms. You don't. I do. The Shadow Quest dimmed its lights uneasily, as if siding with Snipes. The crew descended to the moon's surface. The lighthouse tower loomed above them. A skeletal spire of rusted metal and shattered glass, its beacon flickering in irregular bursts. The air was thin, cold, and heavy with silence. Inside, the corridors were lined with broken machinery and walls scarred by time. Yet the beacon still pulsed, casting long shadows that seemed to move when no one did. Snipes whispered, I hate this. Moxie whispered back, You hate everything. Yeah, but this is worse than everything. As they explored, a figure appeared at the end of the corridor, translucent, flickering, whispering words they couldn't quite hear. Moxie froze. Did you see? Yes, Banning said grimly. Snipes screamed, I told you it was haunted! The figure vanished. Aurora's voice echoed in their earpieces. Temporal distortion detected. These are not ghosts. They are temporal echoes. Banning frowned. Echoes of what? Aurora hesitated. Of possible futures. The deeper they went, the more the lighthouse came alive with apparitions. The dining hall. They entered a chamber filled with long, rotted tables. Suddenly, ghostly crew sat down, laughing, eating, drinking. Then, in an instant, they all screamed as the ceiling collapsed. The vision vanished, leaving only dust. The stairwell. As they climbed, Snipes saw himself tumbling down the steps, breaking bones, crying out for help. He blinked, and the vision was gone. The control deck. Moxie saw herself at the helm, desperately steering the Shadow Quest into a star, tears streaming down her face. The observation dome. Banning saw himself standing alone, staring at a galaxy burning, his crew nowhere to be found. Each vision was vivid, visceral, and terrifying. The lighthouse wasn't just haunted, it was showing them possible endings. They reached the central chamber. A vast room filled with shattered consoles and the beacon's humming core. The light pulsed brighter, faster, casting ghostly figures across the walls. The crew saw themselves again. Moxie, crying, clutching a broken console. Banning, alone, commanding an empty ship. Snipes, older, scarred, muttering warnings. The Shadow Quest, flickering, collapsing, silent. Snipes whispered, I don't like this version of me. He looks too serious. The beacon's hum grew louder, shaking the walls. Aurora said, The lighthouse is caught in a temporal fracture. It is projecting multiple possible outcomes. If not stabilized, it will collapse, and take us with it. As they moved deeper, the walls themselves seemed to shift. Each corridor led to another vision, another possible timeline. Moxie's corridor. She saw herself piloting the Shadow Quest alone, her crew gone, her face hollow with grief. Banning's corridor. He saw himself older, hardened, commanding a fleet without Aurora, his voice cold and mechanical. Snipes' corridor. He saw dozens of versions of himself, cowardly, heroic, broken, triumphant, all whispering, choose wisely. The visions pressed against them, heavy, suffocating. The lighthouse was not just showing them ghosts, it was forcing them to confront who they might become. The fracture's core was unstable, its energy surging wildly. Someone had to enter the beacon's control chamber and reset the lattice. Banning stepped forward. "I'll do it." Aurora interrupted. "No, the beacon has already chosen." They turned. The beacon's light focused on Snipes. Snipes squeaked. "Nope, not me. Pick someone else." Moxie touched his arm. "Snipes, your echoes warned you. You're the one who can fix this. It's your destiny." Snipes swallowed hard. "I hate destiny." But he stepped forward. Inside the control chamber, Snipes confronted multiple versions of himself. They whispered at him, taunted him, begged him. "You'll fail. You'll run. You'll save them. You'll die." The chamber twisted around him, showing alternate timelines of Snipes abandoning the crew, fleeing into the void. Snipes sacrificing himself to save them, leaving only silence. Snipes becoming captain, his humor gone, his face grim. Snipes laughing, surrounded by friends, the ship whole. He trembled. "I don't want to be any of you." The beacon pulsed. "Decide." Snipes closed his eyes. "Fine. I'll be the one who tries the hardest to save everything." He slammed the reset. The beacon screamed, a sound like 1,000 ghosts, then fell silent. The figures vanished. The fracture collapsed. The lighthouse dimmed. The crew waited outside, tense, silent. Then Snipes emerged from the chamber, pale, shaking, but alive. He stumbled toward them, clutching something in his hand. "I didn't come back empty-handed," he said weakly. They stared. He held up a crumpled piece of paper. "A list," Snipes said. "The funny version of me slipped it to me. All new jokes." Silence. Then Moxie laughed, half in relief, half in disbelief. "Only you would bring back jokes from a haunted lighthouse." Banning frowned. "Aurora, are we sure this is the right Snipes?" Aurora flickered. "Probability suggests maybe." Moxie scolded him. "Don't you dare! He saved us!" Snipes grinned faintly. "And now, I'm hilarious." Epilogue. The Lighthouse's last laugh. Back aboard the Shadow Quest, Snipes insisted on reading from his ghost-approved joke list. The crew groaned, but listened anyway. "What do you call a haunted lighthouse that fixes itself?" Snipes asked. "A bright idea." Moxie buried her face in her hands. Banning muttered, "We risked our lives for this." Aurora flickered. "The ship finds it amusing." The Shadow Quest pulsed its lights, once, twice, in what looked suspiciously like laughter. Snipes beamed. "See? Even the ship thinks I'm funny?" Banning leaned back, still uneasy. "Or maybe the ship's laughing because we brought back the wrong Snipes." Moxie shot him a glare. "Enough." Snipes raised his list triumphantly. "Wrong Snipes or not, I've got enough material for weeks." The Shadow Quest hummed, the beacon's echoes fading into silence behind them. But somewhere in the void, the faint sound of laughter lingered. Not theirs, not the ship's, but the lighthouse's final joke. End of episode 34. To be continued.